hustle, but the night we know that they ride or die.
Welcome to the house of the princess.
I keep worried about my seat. Know that they ride or die.
I'm 50% righteous, 50% ratchet.
We hustle, but the night we worried about my seat. Know that they ride or die. My name came up a lot of sounds. More when
Thank
I
y'all
was
for
not
joining
around.
us.
Certain people that I know.
Good morning, y'all. How are you doing? I don't know what the hell is going on. It froze on my side, so I don't know what it is, but y'all already know. I don't know. I could be on camera. I don't feel like being on camera. So, but if I feel like being on camera, I'll come on. It is a rainy, dreary morning here in the city of Chicago. But I'm happy to be here. Look, my twin is up. Hey, Love Jones. Hey, all of y'all that are in the bushes. I hope that you have showing some manners this morning. Press the like button. If you are here new to the house of the princess, we do all things righteous and ratchet. Um, Subscribe, help a black woman business out. We have fun here. We give a little kiki, give a little news, keep them informed. So look, this morning, y'all know this is a 25 minute segment. So I am going to try to push as much or many as my ideals and my thoughts into this little ride. I may not get to all of the comments because I'm trying to be safe. But I see you. Okay, good morning. Just simply, y'all having a great day. So remember, like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe. Put your notifications on all. So let's get right to it, right? I was surprised to see a review of Carlos King and Joseline Hernandez. For one thing, it never dawned on me that they would like have a relationship. Uh, um, not like go together because of course they both really gay. Um, but I never thought they really had a working relationship because I was not familiar with Carlos King working on the Love and Hip Hop franchise. I only knew of him on Roa. So that was an interesting sight to see. I know he got around Atlanta, but I just never know he was like that close to her. So that was, a good point to see how he really knew her. Um, Excuse me. Good morning. Good morning. And so I love the way that let's get off with the emotional part. How Carlos humanized Jocelyn. And I believe Jocelyn is human. There are times when you saw pieces of her, like when Stevie told her about her being pregnant, and he really, talked about her when she went and had the first termination, and when she got on television and peed on the stick. The situations where um he said, "I'll see you back to the strip club." And she was like, "I'm not going back to the strip club." Like you saw those those are real moments, where you saw a glimpse of her. But she's so tough, you really had to like hit her where it really truly hurt in order to see her cry or show emotion. Because I still have problems with her because I feel like she's a pimp, like currently. Um, and I'm gonna talk to some of the cavalry girls. I feel like she's a pimp. Her and Ballistic is a pimp, and it's hard to see her as a human when you see her sitting up there jumping on people and coked out, or tweaking and fighting people. And so now you say you're in your 30s. When do you stop fighting and when do you grow up, right? So then there's that. To know that she was one of highest paid reality stars. Um, like ever. That is interesting. At least from the, from the ground, Break up to fight with Jocelyn, Erica, Scrappy, and Steve. I forgot. She loved to fight. That's all she do is fight or get somebody else to do the work for her, right? How many times have we heard Jocelyn say, "Bitch, I'll walk you like a dog." That's like her favorite line. I walk you like a dog. So there's that aspect, and I think we've seen so much of that. Like, okay, what is it to Jocelyn? What's to Jocelyn, right? And I know that when Jocelyn and Stevie came on Love and Hip Hop, I still miss them, right? Because Love and Hip Hop is not the same without them. And then she put in the interview, she was like, I want to go back and watch my daughters. It sounds real arrogant, but you got to give this lady her flowers. As ignorant as they are, it's the truth, though. Love and Hip Hop Atlanta changed the game, especially for blacks on reality TV. It's not, a becoming legacy that we all want to know and see, like, okay, all the fighting and infidelities and all that. Um, but it's a fact. It's a fact. Nobody was looking for a Jocelyn. She just showed up, right? And I think, what is it, Steve, when almost those old behind the scenes uh, shows, he said the reason why they cast Jocelyn is because they saw Stevie fucking around with her. And it was like, it's something to this. And she said, she was like, she didn't really know about Mimi, nor did she care. Because that's just the lifestyle you live as a stripper. I don't know how much into prostitution she was. Oh, here y'all go. Hold on, be right back. All right, sorry y'all. I'm back. She may have taken the persona of pimps, but because I know a lot of women in that lifestyle, like when you become that main chick or that money making chick, you already have to have some pimp in you, right? The words of Iceberg Slim in his book, he was like, you can never be a pimp unless you be a hoe. You have to be a follower before you could be a leader. And so, her being in the life so early, I'm gonna tell you, it's rough. It's dog eat dog, and she's been in the life a long time, and she's, trying to raise up girls in the cabaret and all of this kind of stuff. Which I just, sometimes I watch and I'll be like, man, I look up to you, Joseline, and I'm like, you will never be that, right? You just won't. And even with the cabaret, she still owns you. One thing you can see that these girls now, whether it's in the life or afterlife, when they explained about Jocelyn being such a great businesswoman, like I was like, okay, girl, you can really read, okay. Um, she makes all her business deals, and that she owns Jocelyn's cabaret in perpetuity. Most people don't get to do that. They have to do a split deal or something like that. A cute little quip was when they said, Carlos helped her create Jocelyn's cabaret, but just unfortunately, he wasn't able to work on it with her because he had another project, but he pushed her. And I do like that because that's a good friend. He pushed her to be great. He made the connection, put her up there with Lemuel Plummer over there at Zeus, and they did the deal. And I'm not gonna front, like, even though I don't like Zeus now, But in the beginning, like some of the degradation of the black community, I was here for it because I've always thought that Jocelyn was funny. The beginning of Jocelyn's Cabaret was more real, more raw. It was definitely low budget as hell. But here we are, season 4. Budgets are there, houses are there, like the upgrades every year. It's just like any reality startup show, right? I'm sure she has some investments in it. It gets bigger and better because she's becoming a bigger star. And you have more personalities that can come into the game and make the show what it is. So I'll never hate, even though sometimes I don't like the content. Like, baby, all that one season where was that last season, you couldn't even get a reunion out because they were just fighting on that season. I don't like Ballistic getting yelling at women. I feel like he be in women's business is bad enough. The way Jocelyn acts and hollering and bullying women, and she has the other women knocking the women upside the head on her behalf, right? But when he gets into it and he's calling women bitches and hollering in their face, I hate when he gets into it, and it screams pimp to me. And why, right? If they gonna do the humbugging, let the women humbug. So that episode that Jocelyn had that candelabra trying to hit that girl upside the head, it's violent, and I don't think that all that is necessary. But to see her sit on the couch and him say how humble she was in the beginning and how sweet of a person, I wish that sometimes we could see the more sweet person and not the quote unquote persona that she says emerges on TV. I think we all have a persona that emerges on TV. You just have to figure out how controlled is the persona. You haven't watched a single episode of the show. Um, yeah, I watched it during the pandemic. It started during the pandemic, right before the pandemic, and it was fun to me. Right, she even did a preseason, where she was, previews it, and videos, for the next show, and the girls was sending all their videos in, and she was reviewing it. That was cute. That was funny to me, right? But these people have real stories, and she has a real story. She revealed that she's writing a book. Good morning. Uh, good morning. Good morning. All that come in. Thank you so much. She's writing a book. Now I'm gonna tell y'all firsthand, honey, because we are more than halfway to my destination. I will get the book. I will read the book. Okay. I don't always like reading, but that is a book that I will read. Um, because I do think the Jocelyn story is interesting. Um, Carlos asked about her having a threesome with Mimi and Stevie. I had totally forgot about that. That Mimi revealed that, but yes, they did, in fact, have a threesome. She wouldn't answer questions about it because she said it's in her book. She's going to write about her mom, and all that is in the book. So I do feel like it's going to be a juicy little Kiki. You can't say, man, make this to New York. um. So okay, don't push the baby out of traffic. All right, thank you. I'm here for the book. These are smart deals because I would like her. How long you gonna clap booty? Or have surgeries and all of this kind of stuff. She did speak on the. I know you lying. I didn't know 8:30.
Phone call completed.
Don't you ever call me this early in the morning? So I get your mama back the phone. Excuse me. Anywho, um, I do not take calls at this time of morning. for people. And then that was a child that just called me. It's got to be important.
Phone call completed.
So, it made me get off my track. So she was talking about the other girls. Carlos asked her about the girls, and that's a whole nother conversation for me. Um, but she just did Vegas, Maze. That was the last season. And she was coked out. She talked about Rashida being on the show too long, and that might be true. But I heard, Rashida got a new show on Tubi. I would be to think that Rashida would have more wing spread than what she does. So I'm with that. She says, it's time for Carly to keep get up off the pot and give it to her daughter. Carly should have been up off the pot. And I don't know why they keep talking about Carly is beautiful. I beg to differ. I always thought Carly was pretty, but all them lip injections that she's put in her body and then behind and all that, she looks like a piece of plastic. And that is why I don't feel that Carly looks good because of the unnecessary work and mess that she's done to her body. Um, I think that it's unnecessary. But I don't know. I've spoken to when I was driving people around a business manager that was right before she got her exotic toy line, and Carly was supposed to come out with a drink. And I heard some business deals that Carly was doing, and I was waiting for her. Carly should be making millions on top of millions. And yes, Carly is old. She don't tell her age, but she old. She's in her upper 50s. Okay. Um, when do you get off Love and Hip Hop and do something else? She's right. She should have had her own spinoff or do something different. She didn't say much about Mimi. She said, more power to Mimi. She's a beautiful woman, raised her daughter, is, a beautiful daughter. And I thought that was interesting to see. So that made me let me know that maybe sometimes Jocelyn just being a butthole and antagonizing Mimi on for TV, you know. Uh, but she was very cordial about it. They asked her what she think about K Michelle. She said, I don't think. And that was that. She said she wished the best to everybody. You know, she didn't really have anything bad to say about anybody, but she just gave maybe her constructive criticism about anybody. So everybody's talking about this Nene alleged shade. Well, it is shade to Nene. Carlos King is only interviewed recently Nene and Kenya, all the StreamYard ones, I don't count those was like Huntsville reunions and whatever. Uh, interviews. But Nene certainly got up there and made made a quip about Kim Kardashian coming out about the same time as her and being further along as her. And some of these other reality stars, Nene is the mother of a lot of reality stars. That's a fact. But she isn't as far as she should be. And I believe she should have endorsement deals and all kinds of stuff. Nene has been on TV and movies and Broadway, but I've heard things about Nene. I've heard that she's mean sometimes. Some people say she's nice, but Jocelyn said at some point you should, number one, take some responsibility for maybe things that you've done to not further your career. Take some accountability. So, those lines, people people be kind of knowing what they're talking about. So you can tell that some things have been said in closed rooms, right? She said, you have to look at the way you react and talk about things, take accountability and change. Secondly, what she made was an important point that where are your friends, right? She said, when I was leaving Love and Hip Hop, I picked up the phone and I called Carlos and I told him what I wanted to do. And he helped make that happen. And she was like, if you had real friends, if y'all got all these friends in the industry, why aren't they helping you get to where you want to get be? There's no point in having friends if they're not going to help you get to where you need to be. And that was deep. I didn't expect for her to say that, but it's true. I go out and do things. Sometimes I don't be wanting to. It's hard. I just don't want to. But networking is important. Building genuine relationships in the industry is important. And your reputation will always precede you. Even if they don't know your name directly, they'll know when they see you, like what type of person you are. And I do think that Nene has truly burned down some bridges and she needs to step back and figure out how to rebuild them, right? So she didn't say no names, but she was like, you'll never see me crying, talking about where I am, why I'm not here. She said, you got to do the work. And she's done the work. So she was tooting her own horn or whatever. And I mean, hey, she can in the lanes that she did. She is allowed to toot her own horn. And I just want her to be a better person. You're a mother. She talked about being a mother. She said, I'm a perfect mother, but I'm not a perfect person. And, she says she raises her daughter in love and she teaches her whatever. And she said she ran away from home as a youth. She told her mom, you let me run away. She said, if your kids are running away from home, then that means you're not doing something right as a parent. That's the way she feels. And I thought that was an interesting thought. I don't 100% agree because sometimes kids will just be kids. But, I don't know. I can't say what her home life is. I know what we see, and she admitted she doing cocaine. She got to get clean sometimes, smoking weed all the time. You deal in sex. So you're a professional sex worker. I want to see where she goes, how she changes, her persona. Because you're not going to be 40 and 50 years old walking around naked all the time. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. But I like to see that she really wants to be a good mother, wants to be a good person, wants to be just a good everything. Overall, because my ride is coming to an end, no one bought for her. That's the reason why she was fighting. No one fought for her. Yes, yes. She's angry, has a lot of anger, but I think she might be going to therapy soon, if not already. So, that's all I have time for to talk about part one, but I think I hit the major parts. Here go my cheeks. Um, I hit the major parts of it. Go watch this on the Carlos King page. I will do a review about part two. Maybe when I get time, I'll sit down and we can do a call-in panel, open panel. It was, in fact, a good interview with Carlos. I would like to see more interviews like this where it's raw. And I did look, he had deodorant balls under his arms and stuff. And I thought that was quite casual the way he came to Jocelyn. She said, yes, you are dressed like Molly the maid as well. So thank y'all for coming. And yes, my mom Black Diamond is in the building. Thank y'all so much for coming, for tuning in. Press the like button if you haven't. already. If you're watching on the replay, please press the like button. Y'all, I need Monte's. It's the beginning of the month. MUNT. Uh, and please feel free to hit the Cash App or give a super chat. If you're watching on the review, there is a such thing as a super thanks, and that is the heart with the little cross in front of it. And you can give to the channel to keep this channel going because right now it's the little engine it could. I want to get to paying back to paying for everything for the year so it isn't a burden. But besides that, if nobody has told you that they love you, I'm going to tell you that I love you and I want you to have a great day, whether you're on your way to work, whether you're listening at work, or whether you're just having a cup of coffee or a good run or after work. Thank you. Tell the people to come in. If you subscribe, non-members unsubscribe and resubscribe so that I'll pop up quicker in the algorithm and that I can get the channel, getting the peoples back in the room. Okay. Thank y'all for coming. I appreciate y'all so much. I love you. You have a great day and look, be happy on purpose. All right. Goodbye.